Good day, class. Our subject is Basic Accounting 1. Our topic is Journal Entry. Acknowledgement. My reference book is Basic Accounting by Win Balyada. Review of the T accounts, the debit and the credit. On the left side of the T account is the debit. In the right side of the T accounts is the credit. The accounting equation: asset equals liabilities plus owner's equity. Example, if asset account balance is 1,000, the balance of liabilities and owner's equity should also be 1,000. Okay. The debit: increase in assets, increase in expenses. Debit. Decrease in liabilities, decrease in owner's capital, decrease in income. Debit. Increases in liabilities, increase in owner's capital, increase in income. Credit. Decrease in asset, decrease in assets, decrease in expenses. Credit. Okay. Debit and credits, the double entry system. Asset, increase in asset, normal balance of asset, debit. Increase in asset, normal balance of asset, debit. Liabilities. Increases in liabilities, normal balance of liabilities, credit. Owner's equity. Increases in owner's equity, normal balance of owner's equity, credit. Expenses. Increases in debit, increases in expenses is debit, normal balance of expenses is debit. Income. Increases in income is credit, normal balance of income is credit. Owner's withdrawal. Increase in owner's withdrawal is debit, normal balance, debit. Okay. Debit, increases in asset, increase in liabilities, increase in asset, decrease in liabilities. Again, debit, increase in assets, decrease in liabilities, decrease in owner's equity, increase expenses, increase owner's withdrawals, debit. Credit side, decrease in asset, increase in liabilities, increase in capital from investment or additional investment, increase in revenues and income. Okay. So the journal, chronological record of the entity's transaction. Journal is called the book of original entry. The general journal is the simplest journal. Okay. the format, we have the date, okay, account titles and explanation, PR or posting references, debit and credit. Okay, the date, the account titles and explanation, PR, debit and credit. Okay, remember, record the debit first. Okay, this is a sample problem. Apple pagsuyuin is a painting contractor. So, painting job. Okay. During the month of 2019, June, she completed the following transaction. Remember, Apple pagsuyuin a painting contractor. So, painting job ang kanyang income. Okay. From June 1 to June 30, ito yung lalagyan natin ng journal entries. Ito remembered, kailangan matatandaan nyo na ang unang titingnan is the requirement. Required. Prepare the journal entries for the June transaction. Set up the following ledger. Okay. Ito yung mga account titles na gagamitin. Cash, account receivable, painting supplies, prepaid insurance, painting equipment, service vehicle, notes payable, accounts payable, pagsuyo and capital, pagsuyo and withdrawal, painting revenues, wages, maintenance expense, utilities expense, prepare a trial balance. Okay. Ito yung journal entries. This is the T account. And this is the trial balance. Okay, let's start. Yung first transaction, June 1. Okay. Date, the year, accounts title and explanation, debit and credit. Okay. For June 1, invested in the business, painting equipment at 15,000 and place 100,000 in a business checking account. Okay. $100,000 deposited in the bank. Debit cash. 100,000. Painting equipment at 15,000. Debit painting equipment. And credit, pagsuyuin capital, 115,000. Okay? This is a compound entry. On June 2, okay, June 2, purchase painting supplies on account, 3,500. Okay. Debit, painting supplies for 3,000. Credit, accounts payable, 3,500. So, painting supplies for 3,500, debit, and credit, accounts payable, 3,500. June 4, completed a painting job and billed the customer 5,200. So, on June 4, this our entry is debit account receivable, 5,200, and credit painting jobs or painting revenues, 5,200. So, nag-income na si pagsuyuin. Okay? Bill the customer. Hindi nagbayad si customer. So, account receivable and debit, 5,200. Ang credit painting revenues, 5,200. Noong June 6, the transaction is acquired a service vehicle costing 75,000. Paid 35,000 in cash. Sign a note for the balance. So, hindi full payment ang pagkakabili ng service vehicle. Okay, the entry, service vehicle, 75,000. Okay, 75,000. Ang credit is cash for 35,000. And the balance, issuing a note. So, notes payable, 40,000. So, 35 na cash plus 40 na notes payable is 75,000. This is a compound entry. Okay. Remember class, leave one space blank for every transaction, for every journal entry. Okay? June 8, received 5,200 cash for painting an apartment room. I-receive 5,200 cash, tumanggap ng cash. Painting job. Okay. Receive cash, 5,200. So, cash, debit, 5,200. Credit, painting revenues, 5,200. Okay. Debit cash, 5,200. And credit painting revenues, 5,200. On June 9, purchase painting supplies for 1,700 cash. So, debit, painting supplies, 1,700, and credit cash, 1,700. Debit painting supplies and credit cash. Debit painting supplies, 1,700, and credit cash, 1,700. Okay. On June 10, receive 5,200 check from customer, billed on June 4. On June 4, yun, completed the painting job and billed the customer 5,200. So, nakolekta lang nila nung June 10. So, debit nung June 10 is cash, 5,200, and credit account receivable, 5,200. Okay? Diba nung June 4? Nung June 4, makikita nyo rito, meron tayong account receivable na debit. Okay, upon collection, on June 10, debit cash, 5,200, and credit account receivable. Credit account receivable, 5,200. Okay, on June 12, paid 5,000 for an insurance policy for 1 year coverage. So, ang debit natin, prepaid insurance, 5,000, and credit cash, 5,000. June 13, billed customer, 7,800 for a painting job. Okay. Billed customer for painting job. So, nag-income ang company. Debit account receivable, 7,800, and credit painting revenues, 7,800. Transaction noong June 15. Paid the assistant, 2,800 for 25 hours work. So, nagbayad ng salary. Okay? Nagbayad ng salary. Debit. Wages expense, 2,800. Credit cash, 2,800. Okay? 17 transaction. Paid for the painting supplies purchased on June 2. Paid painting supplies purchased on June 2. Remember the June 2? Purchase painting supplies on account. Inutang nung June 2. Okay. Binayada nung June 17. Okay. Debit accounts payable, 3,500. Yun. And credit cash, 3,500. Nung June 2, kita nyo ito, accounts payable, 3,500. Paid on June 17, accounts payable, 3,500. June 18, paid 650 for a tune-up of the service vehicle. Tune-up. Pina-repair lang yung service vehicle. Okay? Nagpa-repair ng service vehicle for 650. So, mag-start ulit tayo. Ito ulit yung date, year, account item explanation, debit, credit. Okay. June 18. Maintenance expense, 650 ang debit. Ang credit is cash. Okay? Debit, maintenance expense, and credit, cash. Okay, noong June 20, purchase a new ladder for 8,200. And painting supplies for 3,500 on account. On account. Ladder. This is an equipment. Okay. Debit. Painting equipment. 8,200. Debit. Painting supplies. 3,500. And credit, accounts payable, 11,700. Pinag-total yung dalawa, 11,700 ang credit. Okay? Compound entry. #21. Receive a telephone bill for 1,200 due next month. Sa isang buwan pa babayadan. Okay, telephone bill. Accrued expenses to. Ano? Okay. Debit. Utilities expense, 1,200. And credit, accounts payable. Okay. And credit, accounts payable. #23. Receive 4,800 in cash from the customer billed on June 13. Yun, June 13. Billed customer for 7,800 for painting job. Nakakolekta ang company 4,800 in cash, partial payment on June 23. Okay, debit, cash. Debit cash, 4,800. And credit account receivable, 4,800. June 25. Receive 5,300 in cash for painting a two-room apartment. Two-room apartment. So, nag-income uli ang company. 5,300 in cash. So, debit cash. 5,300. Credit. Painting revenues. 5,300. On June 26, transferred 5,000 to a personal checking account personal checking account, from cash ng company, inilipat sa personal na pera ng may-ari ng business. From the company's 5,000 cash, transferred 5,000 to personal checking account. Debit. Pagsuyuin withdrawals, 5,000. And credit cash, 5,000. Debit pagsuyuin withdrawals, 5,000. And credit cash, 5,000. On June 27, paid 3,000 on the note sign for the service vehicle. Yung service vehicle, noong June 6, binili ng 75,000, paying 35,000 in cash, and issuing a notes. So, on June 27, made partial payment of 3,000 on the notes. So, debit, notes payable, 3,000, and credit cash, 3,000. And the last transaction, paid the assistant 2,500 for 30 hours work. So, debit, wages expense, 2,500, and credit cash, 2,500. Okay, this is the T account or the ledger. Sa halip na ledger, T account ang ating gagamitin. Okay. T account for cash, for account receivable, painting supplies. And then, prepaid insurance, painting equipment, the service vehicle, notes payable, accounts payable, pagsuyuin capital, pagsuyuin withdrawals, painting revenues, wages expense, maintenance expense, utilities expense. Okay? Makikita nyo, magkakasama lahat ng expenses. Owner's equity, revenues, pagsuyuin withdrawals, and then capital. Liabilities ang notes at accounts payable. And lahat ng nasa taas is asset. Okay, let's start. Posting. Cash, cash 100,000. Debit cash 100,000. Painting equipment, debit painting equipment 15,000 debit. Credit, pagsuyuin capital. So hanapin nyo yung pagsuyuin capital, 115,000. Dalawang debit, cash, 100,000. 15,000, painting equipment, and credit, pagsuyuin capital, 115,000. Next, painting supplies, debit, and credit accounts payable. Painting supplies, on June 3, 3,500. Credit accounts payable. Credit accounts payable, 3,500. On June 4, account receivable, 5,200. Debit, credit, painting, revenues. June 4, 5,200 ang debit. June 4, credit is painting revenues, 5,200. Okay? Credit ay painting revenues. June 6, debit service vehicle, 75,000. Credit cash, 35, and credit notes payable. Service vehicle, debit. Credit cash, 35,000. And credit notes payable for 40,000. June 8, debit cash, credit painting revenues. Debit cash, 5,200. Credit painting revenues, 5,200. Nine, painting supplies, 1,700, and credit cash, 1,700. Debit, painting supplies, 1,700. Credit, cash of 1,700. Ten, debit cash, 5,200. Credit account receivable, 5,200. Debit cash, 5,200. Credit account receivable, 5,200. June 10. June 12, debit prepaid insurance, 5,000, and credit cash, 5,000. Debit prepaid insurance, 5,000, June 12. Credit cash, 5,000 to 5,000, June 12. Okay, June 13. Account receivable, 7,800. And credit, painting revenues. Account receivable, 7,800. Credit, painting revenues, 7,800. June 13. Okay, nung June 15, wages expense, debit 2,800 and credit cash 2,800. Wages expense, debit 2,800 and credit cash 2,800. June 17, debit accounts payable 3,500, credit cash 3,500. Sa T accounts, 17, debit accounts payable 3,500, credit cash 3,500. June 18, debit maintenance expense 650 and credit cash. Okay? Debit maintenance expense 650 and credit cash 650. Credit cash 650. 20. Debit painting equipment, debit painting supplies, and credit accounts payable. Painting equipment debit 8,200. Painting equipment debit 8,200. Painting supplies debit 3,500. Credit accounts payable 11,700. $21. Debit utilities expense and credit accounts payable 1,200. Debit utilities expense. Utilities expense 21 June 1,200. And credit accounts payable 1,200. $23. Debit cash 4,800 and credit accounts receivable. Debit cash 4,800 and credit account receivable 4,800 June 23. Okay? June 23, 48 credit debit and credit account receivable 4,800. 25. Debit cash 5,300 credit painting revenues. Debit cash 5,300 June 25 and credit painting revenues. Credit painting revenues 6,000 June 25 5,300. So 26 withdrawals debit 5,000 and credit cash. Withdrawals ito June 26 5,000 and credit cash 5,000. $27. Notes payable 3,000 debit. Credit cash. Notes payable nagbayad. Okay? Debit notes payable 3,000. Credit cash, 3,000. Okay? On June 30, wages expense, 2,500 and credit cash, 2,500. Debit, 2,500, wages expense, credit cash, 2,500. So, lagyan natin ng total. Total debit ng cash is 120,000. Total credit ng cash is 59,100. Minus natin itong 59,000 sa 120,000 and the balance is 61,350. So, yung cash may debit balance na 61,350. Debit balance of cash, 61,350. Kung saan greater ang total, dun ilalagay ang balance. Okay? Next is the account receivable. Account receivable, 13,000 debit balance. Ang credit balance is 10,000. I-minus ang 10,000 sa 13. So, account receivable, 3,000 debit balance. And then, painting supplies, itotal lang natin siya. Total debits, 8,700. Balance, 8,700. Okay. And then, prepaid insurance. May 5,000 na debit. Total balance is 5,000. Painting supplies. Total natin, 23,200. Debit balance of 23,200. Service vehicle, 75,000. Debit balance, 75,000. Notes payable. Debit is 3,000. Ang credit is 40,000. 3,000 ang debit. Ang credit is 40,000. I-minus mo yung 3 sa 40. Natira is 37,000 balance. So, ang notes payable ay may 37,000 credit balance. Accounts payable, may debit na 3,500. And may credit balance na 16,400. The difference is 12,900. Accounts payable, credit balance of 12,900. Pagsuyuin capital, 115,000 credit balance.